Welcome Brawlers, I'm the Hermit, and today we're going to be playing Cren Undercity Dreamer or Cren of the Spider Brood. This one is from the Omenpaths, so it's actually Miles Morales or Ultimate Spiderman. On the front side we get out 1-2 for 1 and a green. When he enters, put a +1 counter on each up to 2 target creatures. Then we can pay 6 to transform, or already from the get-go pay the 6 to get a legendary Spider Human Hero, First Strike, Haste, with the ability to pay 2 to put a counter on him, and he gains Hexproof and colorless until the end of turn, but also, whenever you attack, double the number of each kind of counter on each spider and legendary creature you control. So with this deck, we're gonna try to get as many legendaries out, sort of a Bard class type of deck. And then we're gonna put some counters on them with stuff like either the Ox, obviously our commander, but we also are gonna be trying a card that I wanted from the Avatar Last Airbender, the extra. We have Master Guidance for 3 mana, it's an enchantment. Whenever you attack with 2 or more legendary creatures, put a counter on each up to 2 target attacking creatures. So if we attack with more, we can put the counters not on the legendaries, but also the non-legendaries, as long as 2 legends are attacking. Then at the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you draw a card. So kind of Colossal Might type of deal, but also a nice synergy in this Legends deck. We also have Cabaret Rebels for more value, and Legend of Yangchen as well as some other cheap interaction that are not legends, stuff like Fury and Solitude, which are free. And then if we are gonna be getting big legends, we are playing the Earth King, and also we have some earthbending package with top earthbending master. Our lands can become creatures with counters. Same thing with top. We don't have that many artifacts, just the one Mox Amber, and also Earthbender Ascension. The neat thing about our Earthbending plan is that we are also running a decent number of legendary lands, so if we get to transform Cren, we can attack and put even more counters on the Earthbended lands, provided they are Eganjo, Minas Tirith, Tokens and Boseiju, or even Yami Maya. I think there's another one, but it doesn't have the frame. Gemstone Caverns, that's the one. Yeah, it's a legendary land. So some of our legends are gonna be Kutsil to draw cards and not stop our opponents from interacting. Ajani just because he's decent value. The Duke, he likes the counters and he can protect something else. Same thing with Skrull. And Rizna the Spider Crown. Whenever this one is 4 power or more and it deals damage, we get to impulse draw. Same thing with Gloria, but this one we just need to deal damage with a modified creature. Kodama of the West Tree for even more ramp. That's why we have this number of basics. Loran, Prasad for interaction / removal, Boromir for protection, Belia for some blinks, Thalia for some taxes, since we are low on non-creatures, and Flowering of the White Tree just as a little bit of protection. So that's the deck. Now let's get into the queue and attack with some legends. Now I am away for my regular setup, so I think for this one, maybe the next one, hopefully by 2 videos next from this one, I will at least do some editing with this, but right now I had to install pretty much everything, so bear with me for a little while. Here we are. I don't know, I while testing this deck, I ran into a decent amount of Bellas. I don't know why it's popular now, but we're not in a bad position against them, I think. Also because of the number of basics we needed and the fact that we are playing the legendary lands, I cut down the surveil for this one, so that's why you won't see them. And if I'm honest, one of the downsides of Cren is the 6 mana he requires. It's definitely a lot. Should we play a Yanni or the Ox? I guess the Ox, since then we can buff a Yanni later. Roxanne, Shaper, Starfall, Savant. Do we want to protect here? Actually, let's kill Roxanne and decide later. Yeah, they are gonna keep ramping here, which is not ideal at all. Also, we are falling behind on the aggro. They are still at 19. We should saddle here. And this next turn is going to be key, I think. So Spella, and they need another creature, which they probably have, in order to crew their wall wagon. What if they leave themselves vulnerable? Then we just win on this swing back. Okay, so yeah, opponent just gave us the win. I'm not angry at that, I'm just a little disappointed. And yeah, GG's. We were gonna buff, well, we saddle with the... I guess we saddle with a Yanni. Then we buff whoever, well, probably Kutsil. That's lethal. GG's. And also in other Brawl news, I guess I'm pretty excited to the future of Brawl. Not necessarily about the metagame challenge, but about the fact that Wizards seem to be putting some emphasis, some eyes into their format. And that's never not going to be good for us. For fellows. Sure. I think we will earthbend, and if they play Rofellos, we just Fury. Discarding, well, exiling Galia. Or maybe, yeah, Epora. Epora I like. Less than Galia for this deck. Well, for aggro in general. But she does get big, and he helps us loot through our deck. That is Rofellos. So this is going to be Galia. Fury, and we're gonna attack with everyone. Discard and draw. Solitude. If only we had a white source, we could use it. Grazer, and I guess another mana dork. Or another ramp spell, probably. Oh, Flare of Cultivation. Visionary enters, draw a card. Yeah, I hadn't seen that art. Okay. We should play Cren. Delia. Here and here. Don't discard Solitudes. Thank you. Bristly Peel. And Diver. Loot Exuberant Explorer. If we draw a white sword, I guess we can Cren. Who do we want here? 6 or Rahilda? I guess 6. There we go. But this one enters tapped. I guess they all enter tapped. Oracle. 2 lands. But we pretty much have them. We can discard this land to get Fury. We could also get Solitude, but I think Fury might be cleaner. Play Typer. Yeah, Minas Tirith is better on the field. So let's play. Or maybe we Solitude Typer. Attack all. Except land. First we get the 6 trigger. No dice. Okay, and opponent just concedes. Yeah, maybe they didn't have an 8 drop or something that could help them back. We're okay, everything is fine, I think. Okay, bye, under shrines. I would love to be on the play for this one. But yeah, this is not bad. That kind of is. Journey to nowhere. And then their commander is coming next turn. I think this is not a Bard class game. Let's see what they get. The Drain Shrine. Not the worst. I would have loved to chain lightning before, but you play the cards when you draw them. Or at least when you have them. Idyllic Tutor for a shrine. It's going to be a blue one. Could even be 5 colors. 8 enters. Draw. Here we should discard Krell. Draw Ibora, draw Inti. So it's either the Eidolon or the Shrine. We're kind of lucky that they didn't have any red mana. Oh, they do have Feral Push now. Oh, let's risk this one. Get Rasad. It does cost 5 mana, but if our opponent leaves it there, we can specialize, make it lose its abilities. Okay, never mind. Yep, they're gonna bolt, so... I mean, they should bolt. It's the best play, I think. Okay, let's let them bolt and then we concede. We also needed more lands there, so... Kind of unlucky. But we were unlucky by getting paired against Shrine already, so... GG's. Belion the Parch. We do have Master's Guidance. Okay, never mind, they concede. I guess we were gonna Minasteer it first. Then Command Tower, play the Ox. Then Cren, Guidance, and so on. So yeah, right, the Brawl Metagame Challenge, since they unbanned pretty much everything, they only have a couple of commanders banned, so not even Granith Magistrate, not even Pithing Needle style effects, anything and everything goes. So that kind of puts me off a little bit, but then it's the fact that it's a little expensive because it's all access. So what that means is if you can place with cards you don't own, but also if you have a lot of cards like I do, then it's just essentially attacks for no good reason. Against Atraxa, Kratos Boys. This is the proliferate one, maybe they are toxic. But we have Plaza of Heroes to get some colors, and hopefully we get to them. Also we have a lot of green, so not the worst. And yeah, coming back a little bit. So they are trying to make our ranked Brawl queue. Who knows how well that will turn out. But at the very least it means that they are paying attention to the format. They are maybe gonna monitor. And obviously the Brawl queue is gonna split into a play queue and a rank queue. Now the play queue, the non-ranked queue is probably gonna be more casual, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be casual, period. But rather that, because at the end of the day, your people are still gonna try to maximize to get their their daily wins. Yep, it seems like they are toxic. No attacks, and let's play Cren. In the Fangbearer. Because this only has one power, we can double block. It's not the best, but it definitely stops, or at least prevents the first instance of poison. I mean, not as well as, okay, we would love, but Atraxa. So we can add white with the Plaza of Heroes. I like that. If they just attract with Atraxa, we're okay. We don't mind taking 4 with lifelink. What we care about is not getting poison on us. Never mind, I just didn't realize. Yep, forgot about Finn. And now we might be... We have a clock, I guess. Our opponent has a clock. So... Yep. What do they name with the course? Also, one of the downsides, well, I guess upsides for us is we can play either the front side or the back side. If they name our commander with it, we play the other side. Doesn't get taxed. That's good. And yeah, like I was explaining, because they are allowing pretty much everything to go in the event, then it's gonna get really nasty. Yeah, and I can pay to proliferate here. Guess we should just start swinging. Yes, let's put counters here. Put another counter on. Well, put a first counter on top now that we have ascended. Another toxic guy. We just need to ramp up the pressure here. Guess maybe if we don't block, they can get us next turn. That is not ideal. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. Target of a spell. They go to 10, we get 3 more lands. I guess those are all of our basics. Evolution Sage. I think we might go to some more damage. I think we might have lethal now. So that's enough damage. Yeah. With the jig, and obviously doubling from Cren, it's GG's. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have been at this much poison. It was on me for letting Atraxa deal damage. Porque it also has the touch in all of the soup. Regardless, GG's. We managed to come back, so I'm not complaining. And there we have it, the Brawl All Access metagame. I mean, if you want to sort of sweat it out and maybe gamble a little bit, you should probably try it. But I wouldn't put my money in it, personally. I just had a bad time, too much of a bad time playing against the strip mines and all of the fast mana stuff, and They even have access to channel, demonic tutor, so really doesn't feel like it's for me. So if we play Basri first, then we can play Kellan and pay for making a cat. We could also play either Kellan or Basri and then Cren. The cup. So now it's going to be Badger Molkov into Cren. This one, not a legend, but we have some legendary lands. Signet from opponent. This one makes additional green, so it doesn't matter. However, it does matter what we put the counters into, so it should be, I guess, the cat. This way it's pressure. And yeah, Flash is going to go away. We would like it to stay, but if they play Azula here, we have to Fury. Oh, so never mind, I guess. So if they somehow can get it, start the ball going with just the firebending mana and they have a haste spell, we might be in trouble. But I don't think that's the case. So also this stuff really nice with earthbending, even if you don't have the experience counters yet. The fact that you earthbend 0 gives you a 1. You earthbend, it becomes a 0/0. Dice returns because of the earthbend trigger. And if you had some way to untap, maybe like an amulet or vigor or something like that, maybe even belonging or something. Ooh, a sphinx. Yep, it ambushes the moon. I definitely didn't see that one coming. When this creature attacks, target instant or sorcery gains flashback, equal to its mana cost. Okay, they are going to kill 2 of our stuff. Decent. It's Barshi. Do they also have a third removal? Just in their hand? Seems like that's the case. Ooh, and they take damage for it. Here we flash. We attack with these two. Mox Amber. Fury. And maybe they are regretting paying the life from Bitter Triumph. Because even if they kill our stuff, they remove the pressure, they need to gain life, otherwise Flesh is just lethal. That's a good one, the Sphinx here. Yeah, it also allows you to play your stuff earlier, because then later, at some point later, you can, once you have Azula, you can get them flashback. So good card, good card. What Wrath gives them life? I don't think there's one in those colors for that price. Yeah, so GG's. Maybe they could have drawn into March of Wretched Sorrow. That one deals damage, gains them life. They kill Fury, but it's still just. They would still die to Flesh, I guess. Trading. This is not fast enough, I think. Yeah, this one is okay. We can bring on. Well, if we draw a land, Patri, bring on Gloria. And I guess our opponent, if they are a control version of this deck, or if they are mid-range, they will try to lean into control. Because they can get one damage reduction and one tax in us targeting their stuff. Heir apparent. Okay, never mind. I am no longer impressed with our opponent here. Okay, they trade. Only snowlands and big non-creatures. Which should be fine, I guess. Here it's Gloria and attack with Precon. Command tower. If it's Heir apparent into Heir apparent, what do we do? I guess we'll just exile the first one here. Faithful absence. Let's draw a card. I guess we can bait here. The counter here. They block. We ping with Cren. Draw a card with this guy. Okay, yep. They didn't like that. GG's. Marwin's Elves decks, so I guess we have a 2-drop, so Surgo into Cren, into Rasad, into Karisev and Ragavan. That might be enough for our opponent to hate us. They transform Cren. Okay. Let's Boromir here. I was debating Boromir or Invasion, but they are not too controlly, so Invasion shouldn't matter as much. Even though we get to transform it right away, I think more bodies might be better. And they concede. Yep, like I said, we had enough to make our opponent hate us. If they didn't block the Ragavan, we had 5 mana next turn, but they would take 3, 8, 10, 13, 15. Yep, no, they needed to jump. Or at least trade for Ragavan. And yeah, you might have noticed I also played Timeless. I tried essentially Jaunt mid-range, but with luck from the holiday version of Final Fantasy, whatever, the ones that got added last week or 2 weeks ago. No, I think it's last week, yeah. So those ones. And I'm all the way in Diamond now. I guess it's Rizna, Cren, Bill. And also, if I may brag a little bit, I like to play some limited. Ooh, yeah, I didn't realize that was a Vendo. Thought it was a shock land. Kind of sick opponent. So they're gonna flood the board soon enough. And if they have a decent convoke, payoff or something like that, maybe something that buffs their entire team, we might be, well, not in trouble, but definitely it's concerning for us. Because usually these type of aggressive decks we play are not as favored against go wide strategies. And the fact that their tokens get lifelink and now they are buffed, it's really a problem for us. Oh, I guess I need to play Bill before the land. And even if we trade for Remara, they just replay it, tap it to Evendo, and eventually they will have enough mana with Evendo. Ooh, abandon their temple. Yep, they had a decent start. Kind of jealous of opponent. Double block there. Fragment reality. Oops. Yeah, I guess opponent will have this one to the command zone.
the hunt!
I think if they play something, okay, we need to look here. Kind of trade here. Yeah, let's take the damage here. Save and charm. Reckoner Bank Poster. That also helps them crew. Yeah, and I don't think we have too many rats here, so maybe like a Fury would be the best we can do. Conclave Tribunal. Okay, GG's. Yeah, we knew they were gonna win, so it was only a matter of time. It was gonna be next turn, but I don't think, like I said, we don't have any recourse to our opponent's board state there. We just needed to tank it, which we couldn't do, especially with a exile base removal. Gloria, Great Armorer. We play her ourselves here, so okay. We can name human, send you away. Plus one more, or enter stabbed. Sad about the ascension, but what are we gonna do? Oops. Yeah, I guess we played the tap land. Well, now let's get Cren. We're gonna say goodbye to Felia. During Innocence. Only we had red mana. If only. at least we have a decent amount of green spells, as we saw in the previous match with where we draw all of our basics. Ooh, Bard class, that's a good one. And yeah, okay, I guess they did give us the color of lands we wanted, we asked for. Legendary spells, so even Ren and 6 can cost less. A 1/1. Yeah, this one is unfortunate. I don't think we can get ahead anymore. The best draw might be removal for Gloria. Or something to go even bigger than them. Fearless Fledgling. Okay. Yes. Maybe I needed to wait on Ren. We could level up here and then see if we could draw something good. But then we would only have access to 1 mana, but with the discount of Bar class, it might have been worth it. Didn't think about that early enough. GG's. And I will say, at least it seems like the event is drawing a lot of people into it and away from the regular queue. So it's nice to also have that for a while. We get to see better quality in the matchmaking. That is never going to be a bad thing. Keytrock Monster. A landfall deck, probably the first we've seen today, if I recall correctly. Opponent says hi, say hi back. Since they are in black, at least they have destruction based removal, maybe a couple of exile based ones instead of damage or just fighting. Razor that can block Surgo. Well, maybe. Because we will want to play to buff it with Cren, so in the future it's gonna block Cren more likely. This one was only green, a swamp. So Gitrog is coming down next turn. I think ideally here we draw a green card that can buff, maybe Bristlyville, and nowhere else. definitely not ideal. So maybe we will concede to the colors crew, but we'll see if they follow up their hit rock with a couple of lands. Well, maybe they just one. And I will send away Skrull, I think. This allows us to, if we draw 2 more white sources, play Yang Chen, link it with Felia. No extra lands from opponent. Would you like 6 more life? Thank you, deck. One experience counter, please. Huh? Removal? Snuff out. Okay. Yeah, I guess they did want those life after all. 6 life, they pay 4 for Snuff out. And they have a Steel Explorer. So yeah, I think we are desperate for the white source now. And now opponent has Basing said they can earthbend themselves. Pretty neat. We did receive it. Thank you. We will see if it's enough though. I guess we will draw the cards with it on the second chapter. And yeah, as a reminder, this one, the first chapter is a politic one for multiplayer. So you don't have to choose. You can either choose 0 or choose, or if your opponent play it, choose the same or don't choose at all. As long as you're making the right choice. Shouldn't matter too much. Humiliation, Kodama, and Felia. Yep. If we draw another creature, we can earthbend something with Yang Chen. I guess we earthbend Cren. Yeah, that's the play always. Earthbend the front side, so you can cast the back side for 2 mana. That's why you put this one in Cren. You put Yang Chen also with, well, Gwen Stacy, I forgot her name. Naya or something like that. No, Naya Darkness is the party one. Okay, opponent has Titania. Not bad. And do they have many elves? No. think we might need to put the counters on Yang Chen, and then since we are already doubling, we get something with Sorgo, get more lands, and also get some counters on Cren if we don't draw anything. Ooh, Braska. Braska to sacrifice the Gitrog, it seems. Or do we blink Junction Winfelia? We could also do that. If we do that, we get another exile, probably Titania. I think we might need to do the math. This would be 6. 8, and however much. Okay, so that's not gonna double anymore. I think this might mean we actually do the doubling. No, do the blinking Yang Chen. Oh, dismember. Let's see those blocks, opponent. Actually, do we win? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and they take 3, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess we win. Ah, didn't do the math, otherwise also I played Ragavan. Oh, but this one doesn't have trample, so yeah, no, checks out. So now they cannot longer use the ripples. They can go up to 3. They have 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 mana. Gitter costs 9. We can transform. Ooh. Yep. They even had a sacrifice wrath. Not bad, not bad. So I guess now we need to see if we draw something good. Otherwise, we have nothing. Yeah, I was really confident on the Ox saving us there. If they had a rat, they couldn't have Toxic Deluge because they needed to pay mana, so didn't even think about Blasphemous Edict. But I guess it gave our opponent the win, probably. Yeah, no. GG's. And I think that's going to be it for today. Ooh. Huh? An achievement. Okay, we'll check it out. Like I said, that's gonna be it for today. We didn't really do any changes. It's just a matter of drawing the right cards at the right spot. I forgot it does that. So just mulligan for what you need, just be aggressive if you need to. Obviously in that particular game we needed Bolt at the end. But if you want to make some changes, probably Doves. But they do synergize with, well, I guess I will take out the entire earthbending package. I just tried it because I like it. New card goals or whatever it's called. But if you need to make some changes, change that one. There are new winter achievements, nice. Saga, apart spell, Winter Night Stories. So thank you for watching, and since you're sticking at the end, what I was mentioning earlier, I played Timeless, got to Diamond, and played some Mythic. Well, play a lot of Mythic. I almost have the entire Avatar set, minus 12 Mythics. And I made Mythic this month as well as the previous one. So yeah, really decent set. And obviously, thank you for watching. I'm the Hermit, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.